Welcome everybody, I'm Jean-Robert NTOUTOUME and you are watching IAJ News. Today we are going to talk about theater, especially stand-up comedy. At first we are going to see a report on a young comedian Phyllis, and then we will receive here in our studio Robert HOEHN. He created a channel on YouTube where we can see the shows, and finally Hervine MAHAUD. He will tell us the story of stand-up comedies. Let's begin with Phyllis. She's a young comedian from Los Angeles. She's been living in Paris for 9 years, and performing on the stage has always been a dream for her. We followed her at the Pan pub during her work. Let's watch the report by Zoé CONTE, Jean-Robert NTOUTOUME and Hervine MAHAUD.
You know, I kind of understand, because when you see a group of Asian people walking down the street, what do? You go, photo? Photo? You want me to take your photo? But when you see a group of black kids walking down the street...
Tuesday evening. And as every week, Phyllis Wong tells her jokes on stage of Pan Coffee. She's accompanied by other young comedians. They choose a stand-up comedy to make the audience laugh.
We're talking about stand-up comedy it can't be a hobby if you want to do it, if you really want to do it well. So it has to come from the guts, it has to come from the heart, so that's passion. This is what I want to do. I think at some point in your life, this is the best pleasure I'm going to have, and if I could make money doing it and support myself, it's a great thing to do. Well, the reaction is right away, so if they don't laugh, then you know the joke's not funny. And if they laugh, then you know you use it again, and you perfect your joke and you move on. And sometimes you have the freedom to just speak from what's your mind.
Before the show, the stage must be prepared. The technician takes care of the sound. Phyllis arranges her voice, and the comedians rehearse one last time their new jokes.
It's not easy to stand up there all by yourself, it's true. But when it works, it's a great pleasure, and when it doesn't work, you go back home and you're like, what?
Spectators arrive, the show can begin.
Big moment of my career.
The comedians come and go, the jokes are really fun, and the audience loves. Then, it's the turn of Phyllis.
You're Chinese. I'm like, okay, I go to the Chinese line, and then all of a sudden they're like, your passport says you're American! I'm like, make up your fucking mind, people!
I think Phyllis is hilarious and quite mad in a good way.
She's a super hot babe.
Super hot, yeah.
She's always great clothes. Fashion as fuck.
Oh, yeah. She's very nice,
I'm
too.
sorry, can we not say that?
She lent me her sweater. It was very nice of her.
This is the end of the show. Rendezvous next Tuesday with Phyllis and her band.
Thank you girls for this report. To see the videos, remember you go on the channel YouTube French Fred TV and meet more comedians. Precisely, this channel was created by Robert HOEHN. He's a comedian too, and he's here to tell us about this concept. Here's the interview conducted by Zoé CONTE.
Hello Robert.
Hello Zoe.
It's a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
You come from USA?
I do come from the USA, yes.
You're creator of French Fries TV?
I am the creator of French Fried TV, yes. Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, you're a comedian?
Yes, I'm a comedian. I thought I could think of something funny to say there, but I didn't. So maybe I'm a bad comedian. But okay, I'm a comedian either way, yes.
Yes. And you do show at the Pan with a team of English-speaking actors?
Exactly, yes. We do French Fried Comedy Night, which is stand-up comedy in Paris in English. Fun for the whole family, as long as the family is over 18 years old, because we talk about adult subjects. It's every Tuesday night, and it's in English. So it's kind of... Sometimes you get people who speak English well, and sometimes people who speak terrible English, but they come anyway. So that's cool.
Okay. How long have you been in France?
I've been in France for 13 grueling, long, rigorous years in Paris. 13, yeah. Et que tu peux voir avec les cernes qui sont là, c'est dur.
C'est dur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need another.
When did you create French Fries TV?
French Fried TV started in 2009. There was ideas of doing sketches and funny things about life in Paris, but a producer in the United States and I were meeting. It was very romantic in New York, raining, and we were drinking a beer outside, and I said, we should call it Paris in American. And he said, French fried. And so since that day, it's been called French fried, and voila. Okay.
What exactly is French Fried TV?
French Fried TV, for the moment, is a YouTube channel where we do sketches, and sometimes most of the time it's me, and I'm happy to have other anglophones or English speakers come and direct other things and put up sketches. It's developing into a television series as we speak. So yeah, that's what French Fried TV is.
Okay. What is the relationship with the French Fried Comedy Night and French Fried TV?
French Fried Comedy Night was the natural progression from doing sketches on YouTube. To make sure that the jokes are funny, it's very important, I think, for all of the comics that are doing the sketches to test them on live studio audience, and also because I needed to perform myself because I started as an actor, so I wanted to perform all the time. And the relationship between the two is that it's just very logical that as producers of entertainment, we make sketches on the internet, and at the same time we have live shows so that people who see the sketches, they can come see the actors, and vice versa. So,
did you do stand-up in the USA, or did you start in France?
I started in France. I mean, I was always a performer in the United States. I had a theater company, etc. But I started doing actual stand-up comedy in France, thanks to Sebastian Marx, another American stand-up comic here in Paris.
Why do you do it in France and not in US?
I did do it the last time I was in the United States. Actually, I did stand-up comedy for the first time in the United States last summer. It's just that I live in France, so I perform in France. Voila.
What are your next projects?
To develop more French Fried TV, the YouTube channel, and to work on the television program. Yeah, and maybe take you to dinner.
Thank you so much, Robert.
It was my pleasure.
Hey, good luck for all your projects.
Thank you, and the same to you, Zoe. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zoé CONTE, and thank you, Robert HOEHN, to have been here today. Now let's talk about the stand-up comedy, about the story of the stand-up comedy. The stand-up comedy is a special form of a one-man show. It appears at the end of 19th at the United States. In France, Jamel Debbouze has revealed this kind of show, and it's Hervine MAHAUD. Hi, Hervine MAHAUD.
Hi, Jean-Robert.
It's Hervine MAHAUD who is going to tell us about the story of stand-up comedy. Hervine MAHAUD, what is the stand-up comedy?
The stand-up comedy is a comic show. The comedian addresses directly and informally to the audience, without food, without accessories, and telling funny stories. The show is inspired by everyday life. It's often short and without interruption. The show is staged in order to appear improvised, but in fact it's not the case, because the text is reworked and perfected. On stage, the success of the comedians depends on his talent in spontaneity, but also his capacity to respond to a failure.
And what is the goal exactly?
The purpose of the stand-up is to evoke the daily in a funny way. The audience have to identify with the artist. The ethnic or religious origins of the humorist are often a base, allowing him to play or debate with the cliché of his origins. In the United States, Black and Jewish community are known to have given many renowned artists such as Woody Allen, Chris Rock, or Eddie Murphy.
And what about in France?
In France, Jamel Debbouze was one of the first to make stand-up with US codes, but in the past, comedians like Robert Lamoureux or Pierre Desproges addresses directly to the audience. Today, Thomas Sisley claims this influence. Jamel Debbouze and Kader HOEHN created the Jamel Comedy Club broadcast on Canal+, to give a spotlight on artists claiming this form of entertainment.
Thank you, Hervine MAHAUD.
You're welcome, Jean-Robert.
And thank also you for always being present and watching IAJ News. I'm Jean-Robert NTOUTOUME, and with Hervine MAHAUD and Zoé CONTE, we wish you a great day.